Hello and welcome back to the Wicket Train podcast. Today I'm joined with a special guest, North Geelong player, five-time Premiership player, Renegades recruit winner, Tom Mathieson. How you going?
Good, mate. How are you going?
Yeah, doing well. Just we'll fly over your stats quickly for this season. 26 wickets, averaging at 17 with best 5 for 12. And obviously looking at this, probably not much of a bat, but 36 runs, averaging 7 with a high score of 15.
Yeah, bat didn't get a crack this year. Even the ball wasn't the best, but we're pretty happy to end up with a flag.
Yeah, we'll speak about that. Obviously, being a Division One club, obviously the highest comp in the GCA, what's it like going against some of those teams and being able to provide obviously those five flags in a row?
Yeah, five flags in a row doesn't come around very often, so that feeling's pretty crazy. Considering my first 5 years in GCA, they were all finals losses. So to go from five final losses to five premierships in 10 years is pretty nice. That top four is a pretty tight bunch. It's probably nearly been the same for the whole 10 years. I reckon it's us, Grovey, East, and then between Joey's and Newtown, I guess, jump in and out. Yeah, it's a pretty tight, competitive top four come March.
Now we'll look at the team. Has it been the same squad for those five finals, or have it been lots of changes throughout the years?
Nah, we looked at it actually this year after we won the fifth. There's only four, I think four of us that have won all five. There's been plenty of changes. I reckon if we had a real good look at it, I reckon it would be 30 plus people throughout the five. Couple of ones and twos, and then there's a lot of threes that have won three. So yeah, it's a lot of chopping and changing, but yeah, four of us have got the five.
Obviously, without sharing too many secrets, what do you reckon the biggest success has been for the club to be able to win those five in a row?
Um, Probably realizing it's come from the coaching. Probably realizing that it's not about your ego and having the one good player. It's about everyone playing their role and realizing that's all you need to do. Realizing that even if you don't get wickets, get runs, if you play your role, we're probably going to win. I said that the week before grand final. East have to do something real special by a few of them to really win. And I said we just got to play our role. No one has to do anything special. Go out and play our role. And I think that was probably the difference.
Yeah, well, looking at it, I think North Geelong's depth. I think anyone from about 1 to 11 can hold their own with a bat. Obviously, it does change runs in a season, but you guys seem to have a really competitive list and just back your players 1 to 10. Is that something you've worked on over the years, or is it just something that the right players just step up?
We've been pretty lucky recruiting wise. We've had some pretty good recruits just walk in the door just off the street, like Cal Ferg. He won a premiership in our ones, and he moved to Rippleside and just walked into the club. And then we've got obviously Dale and Ned wanted to come join the culture and join the success, and they've done so well with that as well. It helps with the depth we've got. Obviously, our twos won the flag the year before, and then obviously lost this year just. When they're competing and making grand finals, it obviously helps the depth and the competitiveness come training and selection to for us to compete as well.
Have you seen like a real influx with the culture and just more players coming through after you kept winning those, like say three in a row? You're seeing a growth in the club, like juniors and just normal seniors.
Yeah, we're really lucky with as well with our juniors. I was lucky I come through our junior program, just how good it is. We've got good people in charge who run it really well. We look at like Liam Biddiscombe, who's just come through our juniors, he debuted in the ones and he takes the piss out of the 17s. We just have people coming through like that continuously, which helps when you got two pointers coming through, which is helps come selection wise. And then yeah, when you have a culture that we're not a real serious club. We like to enjoy ourselves off the field with a beer. But when it's training, we're flat out. We train hard. I know we train harder than anyone, and that comes from Bitters, our coach. He's obviously got the AFL background, but he's a real calm character about it. He knows how to kind of motivate us when we need to get motivated, but he knows that there's bigger things than just cricket. So it's a little bit of mixture of everything.
Yeah, well, obviously speaking of Liam, he just won junior cricketer in Geelong recently announced. Do you see like that growth from other junior players, or has Liam actually just taken upon himself to just get better?
Liam's the standout, obviously. He debuted in the ones and straight away made 50 not out. And then you got Harvey Miles, who um, is a really good keeper, can bat as well, which he nearly won the game in the final. And then you got Benny Damasi as well. He's a leg spinner, 17s and twos. We've got a real good bunch as well. Fred Lucas just coming up through 17s. They've probably just finished 17s now, so they'll be hopefully on turf having a real crack.
We'll change it up from the juniors back to the flags. Obviously, your first flag of the 5 compared to the last flag of the 5 in a row is a bit different. One was a end of year sort of thing with COVID, and the last one being what people were saying was a draw flag. How do you view the rules with the draw finishes within the GCA?
Yeah, I like the actual layout of the whole thing. Apart from finals, throughout the year. Sorry, I'm choking up hard here. Take it away for finals, and then I think it's actually a good little layout if they can scrap it. Yeah, if they can scrap it for finals, and then throughout the year, probably if they can add a bonus in like they do in the English cricket, it probably makes for a little bit more entertaining viewing rather than a side batting making 300 and then the other team just shutting up shop straight away. So yeah, if they can tweak a little bit and keep it, I like it.
Yeah, well, we obviously saw both sides of that in multiple grand finals. St. Peter's was 7 for 50 and they just managed to bat on. And obviously, you guys just shut up shop for a little bit and hold on as well. It'd be interesting to see because obviously with the Prem cricket, they allow that Friday, but obviously being more of a local comp, can't really access that. What would your idea be for finals? Would it be keep playing till the result or let the top team have that advantage of we can bat it out?
Nah, I would if they can. It's hard because they need to change the fixture for it. If they can go back to the 22-23 finals fixture, it was like 1v2. We played East. We won. We got straight through, and then East had to play Grovey to get in after they beat Newtown. If they can get that fixture going in the finals and scrap the draw in the finals, it kind of makes it a level playing field where the top team gets that advantage. If they win the first final, they go straight through. The second side then has to fight to go back in, and then completely scrap that draw come final. So I reckon that's probably the best solution for everything.
Yeah, cool. We'll talk more personal. Obviously, with the Renegades recruit thing that happens every year, players are later entering, get voted through. You yourself have won one. What's your experience been like within that Renegades squad?
Yeah, it was a bit weird at the start. I remember my phone ringing. I had no idea who it was. I let it go through, and then it rang again. I answered, and it was Renegades GM. And I thought one of the boys were taking a piss out of me or something. And then yeah, ended up giving it a crack and ended up winning. The winner got to go up to Darwin for the strike league with the Renegade Academy team. But as the week I was about to fly out, the COVID hit, so that completely got canned, and then had to wait a fair while, and then they got in touch again. I thought I was just going to get pushed to the side, and that was it. But they got in touch again, and got to go to Wangaratta with the squad to verse. I think it was the T20 teams that were travelling here for the World Cup. It was a couple of the second nation countries that we got to verse, but travelled up there for 2 nights and they both got washed out as well. So that was pretty much it. I didn't really get to showcase anything. I got a new bat out of it, but that was about it. But it was a good experience. Yeah. For anyone who obviously can get nominated for it, I would definitely give it a crack.
Obviously, we haven't seen anyone from the Renegades recruit play, obviously, actual BBL. But do you get the same sort of coaching as the other squad members do, or is it just you by yourself?
It's a little bit different, especially on the TV show. There was no real coaching. It was more showcase your skills, and they pick you from there. Up in Wangaratta, it was a little bit different. When we got rained out, we went to the nets, indoor nets, and how to hit, and I had a little bit of coaching from their fast bowling coach, who plays at St Kilda at the moment. That was probably the difference, where if we played each game, there's probably no coaching apart from on-field coaching, maybe from the captain. But yeah, it was good. I learned obviously a lot from the experience, how they train, because there was a lot of people there that had contracts. And when we got rained out, they were doing their running and doing everything they could because they're a professional cricketer. So yeah, it was a good little learning curve.
Is there stuff you've taken away from that experience that you now use in your North Geelong trainings and game day prep?
Not massively, because it's hard to learn from being washed out and not traveling up with them. But I guess the way they prepare, yeah, like I think it was Jack Prestwick, I think his name was. We got rained out and everyone was sitting in the rooms just waiting for it to rain, and we knew it wasn't going to stop. And he chucked his runners on and had to go do his running program. So there's little things you can learn from that. If you want to obviously be the best, you got to prepare the best, and that's I think that's what I've taken to the North and somewhat. I know I'm a hard trainer when I can get there, and that's one thing that comes from bitters as well, is how hard we train. So maybe just the training aspect of cricket to prepare the best.
Is there any moment in your cricket journey where you've looked back and gone like that was a highlight or that's something I could learn from?
Yeah, definitely. I think the obviously the premierships are all the best ones possible, but the highlight was probably when I went over to WA for the Vic Country team and took home the Bill O'Reilly Award for the best bowler. That was probably I guess the little flick that goes maybe made me think that I probably was, because that was when I was younger, I was only 18, 19, that I was good enough for the senior level. Yeah, that and the premierships are the real highlights of cricket. I think everyone plays for their mates and whatnot, but when you can get the premiership in the last day, that's the highlight of everything.
Yeah, we'll dive into under or the Vic Country team. What was it like playing in that, or how was your journey to get into that team like?
Um, I have a terrible cricket memory. My journey was I didn't get selected the first year. I think I was just missed out, emergency maybe. And then I tried again and ended up getting in. I was surprised, so I didn't realize I was going to get in. We travelled over to, oh no, it was Wollongong. I went over with one of my good mates, Fitzy, to Wollongong, just near Sydney. And I think we played 5 one-days, 5 2020s. And I was only probably 19, 20 then. And it kind of suited me a lot because my bowling, I'm a real change-up bowler, and that everyone who played for the other teams was a real ego kind of cricketer. They wanted to real prove themselves. So they just pretty much tried to slog me. And it paid off well. I ended up with 20 wickets and getting that Bill O'Reilly award. It was good. Yeah, it was a real good experience. There's a bit of both. Like you play cricket throughout the day, and it's obviously a really good standard. And then after, it's just pretty much you're back to like a country standard. Everyone goes to the pub and has a meal and has a beer. But yeah, it was a real highlight to kind of be away from everyone and out on your own. Yeah, it was a pretty cool experience.
Did you find your way like through the system, as in like obviously Danny and Geelong, like you got the Rockets, you got the Geelong under 18 team. Is that how you progress, or is it just you're playing good cricket senior level and just manage to get chances when you can?
I didn't do much when I was younger. It wasn't any young rep sides. It was more. I think I played 18. Oh, is it 17 Rockets? I think I played 17 Rockets. And from there, I think I actually had a year off cricket to pursue footy. And that didn't go well. So then I come back to cricket, and then yeah, North Geelong. I was just living across the road from North Geelong, and they come over and had a chat to me. And then from there, yeah, I didn't expect to get selected in the ones straight away, but got selected in the ones. First round when Jake Thorne was captain, and then from there, yeah, as soon as you're kind of in the North Geelong club, you don't want to leave. So that's just been home since.
Yeah, nice. I obviously know your distant family and Caleb and Jordan. Jordan messaged me saying he claims most of your success, saying he only wanted to bat when you're playing backyard cricket. Is that true, or you just managed to progress better
That's
than what you did?
no, that's probably fair. That's probably fair. He was one of the ones that was never out. So I pretty much bowled to him from when I was, I don't know, 6 to I was 15. So we had a nice little setup in the backyard. So yeah, a lot of backyard cricket where I would be bowling to him all day and all night. So he can take a little bit of that, yeah.
And obviously, your nephew, who I played with this year on the 17s, Tom Mathieson. Do you give a bit of advice every now and again, try to have a hit, or just let him be his own person and find his own feet in the cricket
Um,
world?
yeah, he's actually finding his feet pretty well. I kind of stay out of it. Jordan's a pretty knowledgeable cricketer as well, so he'll be fine with him. But yeah, we went down to nets not long ago. I just gave him a little bit of coaching, bowling wise, but he's doing really well with what he's doing at the moment. I can tell he's a hard worker. He's a determined little guy, so I can tell he's a hard worker. He's already playing twos as a how old is he? 15.
Turning 15, yeah.
Yeah, 15. So he's already playing twos as a 15-year-old. So he's doing really well as it is. Um, Sooner or later, I'll try to get him across to the North Geelong, but and then continue that from there. But whenever he needs help, he always yells out as well. So it's good.
Is there more of a cricket future for yourself, like maybe Premiership or Prem cricket with Geelong, or just staying with North Geelong for as long as you can?
Nah, I won't venture elsewhere now. I'm 28 with 2 kids. It's much too hard to go to Premier Cricket. I'm real happy at North Geelong. North Geelong is obviously my home. Um, my little one's 3-year-old. He loves North Geelong, so he's about to start up soon in the Blasters. So yeah, I won't be venturing anywhere. Hopefully, win a few more flags with my good mates at North Geelong.
And how do you find the balance between family, work, and cricket? Obviously, cricket training twice a week and playing the full Saturday. How do you go about that?
It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. It's got a little bit harder this year. We just had a second he's 10 months old now. But this year was probably the hardest to balance up. Um, Obviously, being captain, being a husband, being a father, and work as well. I probably had to take a step back from cricket a little bit towards the end of this year, and maybe I was only really training the once a week. Um, yeah, it's definitely not easy, but you just gotta make it happen pretty much. I'm really lucky, obviously, the coaching with Bitters and Dale as well. They understood that family comes first, and I had to pretty much train Thursdays, and then nothing really affected Saturday, so they weren't too bothered about that. They know I'm a hard trainer. Um, I prepare well, so yeah, obviously family comes first, and that's one thing North Geelong are really good about. That it's not just me; it's everyone. If I've always been about if you've got a family holiday or something's wrong with the family, you go do that. Cricket comes second. Cricket's just a hobby, so yeah, it works out well at North Geelong.
Yeah, nice. Talking about preparing, is there any pre-match preparation you do every week, or any superstitions you like to keep going?
Nah, I'm pretty normal. Doesn't really phase me what I do before cricket. Sometimes me and Ned go and get a coffee, but other than that, I pretty much just rock up. The only thing I have every week is just obviously my headband. I've got to wear my headband, otherwise I'll bowl trash. Um, Other than that, I'm pretty normal. Rock up and play.
Before we cap it off, is there any piece of advice you would give to any junior cricketers coming through the system?
Um, One thing that's worked well for me is hard work, I guess. I remember when Sam was coaching and I was coming in through the seniors, and I would pretty much bowl all night, Tuesday, Thursday, continuously. And that's worked out for well for me come 2-day cricket, that I can keep bowling all day. So one thing is obviously work hard. The next thing is not take it too seriously. I worked out, and I've tried to tell everyone that when you don't care about going out and you enjoy it, you actually perform better. That's more batting wise. When you're not scared about going out and you're actually more thinking about where you can score, um, you actually play better and you enjoy it more. So yeah, them two things have I always say to the juniors if I'm talking to them that train hard and enjoy it, but then don't take it too seriously. Make sure you're not scared about the end result.
You're nice. One last thing. Do you enjoy the 2-day cricket or do you prefer the short 1 days?
Nah, I'm all about 2-day cricket. 2-day cricket's the real cricket. You as well probably grow up watching Test cricket and love it, and I think that's the real cricket, the longest standard. Anyone can fluke a quick 50 or a couple of quick wickets when they're slogging in 2020, but the real grind and the you feel like your real win is when you red ball 2-day cricket.
Cool. Well, thank you for taking your time to join me today.
No, thanks for having me, mate. It was really nice to meet you.
That caps our little interview with Tom Mathieson, 5-time premiership player with North Geelong, and hopefully can go for the 6.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That's the aim. Break that record. We'll get that record.